One of the things I get a lot with Japanese candidates is when I ask a question during the interview, is a silence. And I think it's good to pause to consider your answer, but a silence that goes on for too long is obviously not desirable. So again, for a non-native speaker, I think some kind of checking the question is not sure rather than prolonging the silence. Okay, let's look at the final step. Give one example of a question you could end the interview with. Traditionally, an interviewer will say, right, do you have any questions for me? So what's the kind of question that you would ask? Have you got any good holiday homes for the weekend? What kind of bonus can I expect?
Something I usually prefer to ask is, why should I work for you?
Okay.
Try spinning around.
That's a challenging question.
Yeah. Which puts you in a position, I think, whereby they need to sell the company to you. Like, obviously, they're looking for somebody with your skill set. So
that's the right question. I mean, that's a good question, yeah. Well, why not? If you've kind of got 50 jobs lined up and you can pick and choose. But I think it's a little bit kind of aggressive to an interviewer. I always think an interviewer, let's say there's 5 jobs going now. He's probably got 50 people lined up. And he's probably got his interview schedule planned. So he doesn't want to get into really long philosophical debates. You know, Wittgenstein said in this work, blah, blah, blah. I mean, keep the question relevant, but make it look, I think, as though you've done some research into the company. So one of the questions I always recommend to my candidates is something like, yes, when I was researching your company, I learned that you'd recently acquired company X in China. Is this part of an overall expansion into Asia? I don't know, something like that. It shows that you've actually done some research. Maybe that might be a bit too detailed. But to ask something that the interviewer can respond in a positive way. And perhaps that's why they're interviewing for additional positions. And then I also like the supplementary question. I mean, you're not going to sit there and ask 3 or 4 or 5 questions. He's got a schedule to keep to. But to show that you're listening, going back to the other point. Yes, we've actually just bought this company in China, and it's for strategic purposes. Oh, I see. And are there any other strategic kind of reasons for going into the Chinese market? Whatever. You know, show that you've been listening and ask a little supplementary question to follow on. So those basically are my very short 7 steps, which takes me up to my closing time. So if you would like to find out more about more rigorous interview preparation and practice training, then please come along to AGO's hand. Thank you very much.